Hey FlossTube. Oh, it's Jules, August 17th, Thursday. Made a lot of progress this week, and the video today is going to be a little bit more freeform. I didn't write any notes down today. Once again, I'm not feeling quite up to snuff. Missed most of the work yesterday because I just, woke up in the morning and felt kind of rough. Felt like I was really sore for no reason, and then it just went downhill from there, and like I lost all energy and ended up sleeping half the day and all night. And I feel a little better today in that I can actually get up and get dressed, but after I do this video, it's like I might just end up back in bed. But it's all good because I did get some stitching done yesterday. Actually did some while I was laying in bed, which I never thought I could actually do quite right, but it worked out pretty well for me. But I really got a lot done this week on some different projects. Some new stuff came in, and so I just, it's going to be a little bit more unorganized, disorganized than usual. But let's see, how shall we start? Let's just start with the big piece. Let's start with Old World Map 2. I definitely managed to get some more done on it this week. I just am not organized, so it's going to take a little bit of organization to get me to show you what I did. Anyway, so here we go. So you can see I finished filling in a lot more up here where the wording is, and then I started filling in a bunch more of the sky down there. Got a lot more done. That was probably a couple nights worth there, believe it or not. And but I'm happy with the progress. I am, probably roughly halfway done with this one particular page. So it's slow going. It's just a little bit at a time, but it's work in progress, literally. Whoa, sorry, I gotta pick up the bag that it's in. It's my project bag for it. It's like the jumbo, you could hide a small child inside this bag. But it's what I use for all the fabric. So put that all back in there. I want to show you, I actually worked on Apothecary Shop this week. I don't have the picture to show you what I actually, what this looks like in the finished product, but I did get quite a bit more done this week on this. I know it looks like nothing, and if you've not seen the actual picture of what it actually is going to look like, and next week I'll probably show that, but for right now, basically this is sort of like a shingled roof up here. But I got a lot more done. I filled in a lot more over here, got some stuff down there, so definitely got a lot more work done. I don't know if it was just like I just want to work in an Apothecary Shop for like one night, and so I did for a couple hours. So I was glad I did that. Every little bit helps. Rainy Waterloo Place, I thought I had worked on this more than I did, but this is the one that I actually worked on in bed yesterday and got a lot more done. I am definitely over halfway on the page that I'm on. So let me show you guys this one. So I don't know if you can tell, but I could just, I got a lot more done down in this area. And I'm definitely going to work on this one more today, just to get, just to try to get as much of this page done as possible, and just to move on to the next phase here. But it looks good. And again, I'm going to do a video one of these days where I have, I'll pull out all my pictures of my projects again and show you kind of where I'm at. But I don't keep those out and handy, so when I go to do a video, I can't find it. So it's okay. It's okay. All right. So the Ronnie Rowe piece. Ronnie Rowe. Now last week I told you guys that my goal was to finish this page, and I did not finish the page, partly just because I got a little tired of stitching it. I got a lot more done over in this area, but for the most part, I don't have a lot to do here, but that'll definitely happen. I'll get that done in the next couple of days so I can move on to the next page. My husband and I are going on another trip. We're going to Kentucky Saturday morning, and so I think I'm going to bring this project with me to work on the plane, because it's quite a long trip. We're going to fly into Nashville and then drive up into southwestern Kentucky. We're going to actually be staying with family who live right in the path of the total eclipse. So we're combining a eclipse visit with family visit. So that'll be fun. And that's my side of the family. So that is the last, I think it'll be the last relatives that my husband needs to meet. And so that'll be fun. That'll be good. But he's excited. He's never been to Kentucky, so this will be a lot of fun. What else do we have here? My football piece, my Saturday Evening Post football piece. Where am I? Okay. I did a little bit more on this. Kind of went up and around and down and around. You see, I started working on I think I told you guys this last time, but in case you didn't see it. So this is going to say the Saturday Evening Post, but there's the T, part of the H, and then this is part of the E down here for evening. And so I started filling all this in, and then there's a border of like peach color that goes all the way around. So as I do this, I'm trying to fill in some of the border all the way around as well. But this is, I mean, this was the best idea I had in a long time. As you guys will remember, I had started this piece. I actually was like, I had finished a page and a half of it, but I was doing it on an 18 count fabric. I'm sure it was Ada, and it just did not feel good for me to stitch on that, and I kept making mistakes, and I just, for the pattern that I love so much, the stitching shouldn't have been as difficult as it was. So I just kind of threw that out and started over on some 14 count Ada, and it's so much softer and easier to work with, and with the gridding, it's just a lot of fun. And so definitely continuing progress on that one. I got a good chunk of prayer St. Francis done. This I do have out, so I was going to show you my prayer St. Francis. Lizzie Kate, number 178. So I actually got all the way down. Let me see this here. So I got quite a lot done, I think, this past week. I want to say I basically got all this done right here. And this is actually the bottom of the piece. So all that fabric I have, I totally messed up here. Well, of course I tend to not do things centered, but it's all right. That's just how I do it. But anyway, so and then I think roughly about here is halfway. So I got a nice chunk of it done. It's coming along nicely, and I think it's going to continue to come along faster and faster as time goes by, and I get more comfortable with it. And then my last WIP. This video is going fast today. Like I said, I'm like no nonsense today. I'm not feeling great. I want to go lay back down, but I wanted to show you one last piece. I forget again who says, like twice someone said, it's me that said, please stitch the God Save the Queen piece. And I keep forgetting. I'm sorry who that was. I should have looked that up before I did the video, but I know who you are. I know who you are, and you are helping me get this thing done. So I want to show you God Save the Queen. So, and just for those of you who may not know, I had to get this for my husband because we're beekeepers, and he definitely is absolutely enamored with beekeeping and just loves everything about it. So I had to get this when I saw it. Now here's the thing. I'm stitching this on like a 40 count linen. I think it's legacy linen. And this past week when I went to start it, even wearing my reading glasses, I'm like, I can't hardly see this. I just can't. So I bought me some magnifiers, and I bought me a different kind of magnifier because I wanted something with a light and whatnot. And surprisingly, I bought this thing off of Amazon, and it is it was less than $20. It came with batteries, so I could plug in the little LED light so I could see what I'm doing. But check these out. And they come with all different kinds of, I know it looks funny, I know it does, but they come with all different kinds of lenses to basically allow you to magnify in more, however much you need. You still have to like get really close to you have to hold the pattern up pretty close to your face. But it allows me to stitch on this 40 count really quickly. And so I'll show you in a second, but I have to wear it, right? So I have to put it on. but that's what it looks like. My husband laughs at me when he sees me working on it, but so you can adjust this back and forth, and then that has a light, so as I'm, you know, stitching super up close, it just made a tremendous world of difference on this 40 count, and I'm actually going to start using it on the 32 count one as well. So I'm going to take those off because that's just embarrassing, but I love it. I absolutely love it, and it's going to help me progress so much faster with these linen pieces that I have. But anyway, so let me show you again. God Save the Queen. Woo, let's zoom in here. It's so pretty. It's from Annie B's Folk Art. You guys can see that. Annie B's Folk Art. Love it. Love it, love it, love it. So this is how far I've gotten. So that's actually, I mean, I feel like that's a pretty good amount of stitching considering how hard it was in the very beginning. But then once I got used to the magnifier, it came out pretty well. So let me show you. So this is the first time I've ever stitched one thread over two. I'm always a 2 over 2 or 2 over 1 stitcher, but this just looks really nice. I love the look of it, and I'm just using DMC thread. It called for silk, but I didn't want to get that super fancy, so I just went with just the regular DMC, and it came along lovely. And so, all right, so I do have a little bit more new stash to show you. So my lovely, wonderful husband, yesterday when I said I was sick, he volunteered to go run over to a stitching shop, my LNS here in Denver, because I had some pieces that were ready to be picked up that I had previously ordered, and it was waiting for different things to come in and whatnot. And so this is sort of the last, almost the last little bit that I have. But so I'm going to show you, this is the piece that my husband said, and I told you the story about how the last time we went in and how we weren't gonna shop, and we weren't gonna, you know, I was like, I'm not shopping, I'm not getting anything else, I have to stop getting projects. And he saw this one, and he's just like, please, can you do it for my parents? And so this one is for my mom and dad-in-law, and it's from what's it from? Who did it? What's it called? Just Another Button Company? No, I can't figure out who did it. My Big Toe? My Big Toe, sorry, My Big Toe Cross Stitch Designs. Check that out. It says, dogs leave paw prints on our hearts and drool everywhere else. So, it's so cute. It's so cute. My in-laws have 2 gigantic St. Bernards, and and this is just so incredibly true, that's what they do. They drool everywhere. But I got some Jobelin 32 count lamb's wool that I'm gonna stitch that on. So I like that, and that's where the magnifier is gonna come in super handy. It's gonna help me get this through this really fast. And then my last little bit of haul, I ordered this a while back, I don't know, like 3 or 4 weeks ago from a stitching shop. And a couple weeks ago when I went in to pick up some other things, this particular project had not quite come in yet. It was on order, but it hadn't come in. And Christine, that owns the stitching shop, was like, that piece that you ordered, is that going to be for you? And I was like, oh, no, I'm doing that for a friend. She's like, okay, because I was a bit worried about you because it is very different. And it is. Remember when I was showing you the Gecko Rouge pictures, or the Gecko Rouge projects that I got, and I had the one for, it was the sort of the southwestern Mexican style bride and groom as skeletons, and I told the story about how I have a friend who loves Halloween and whatnot, and he's always wanted me to stitch something for him, and I am stitching that for him, but I finally was just like, I gotta stitch this other thing for him because he loves Halloween. I know he's gonna love it, so be prepared. Be prepared. If you're frightened easily, you may want to look away for this one. This one's called the Reaper, or just Reaper. So that's Reaper. It's a little scary. So it's not a very large piece. This stitch count is 188 by 250. At least it's not large for me. And so I've got to kind of get started on it, sort of see what it's going to be like. But on this one, I'm stitching this one on 25 count Lugana pewter color, and so I figured that would look good with this if I decide to leave any border or anything like that. But so I got that, and I'm crazy. I have too many things to do. But you know what? I do enjoy it. I do enjoy it a lot. I do have the stitchy space up top in the bedroom, and I haven't showed you guys yet. It is actually now fairly organized. I'm too tired today to kind of take you upstairs and show you that, but it has been really nice because now I have everything very well organized, and I still gotta track down my scissors. I have probably 5 pairs of little crafty scissors, and I can only find 2. I don't know where they all are, and once I find them, they're gonna go into a little special place, so I'll be able to hopefully not lose them anymore. But so everything that that you've seen here is what I'm going to continue to work on. I've got the next couple of days off, and even though I'm sick, I figure I'll still get a fair bit of stitching done. And I'll just keep working on everything that I have. Next week, I will not have I'll do a video next week. We're coming back on Tuesday. So I'll have time to get some more stitching done and whatnot, but I won't have a lot. I won't have a lot of different projects done, I don't think. A lot of progress done on them, I'm sorry. Blah, blah, blah. But we'll see what I can get done, what I can move on through. But it's all fun, and I don't think I have just the one more piece that's coming. That was my mom's, a project for my mom, and that just the fabric hadn't come in yet for that. So that's the last piece that I have to pick up, and then it's just all about finishing. It's all about getting things done. I have not cleaned up Yoda yet. I kind of put Yoda in a bag and put him inside, so I do need to clean up Yoda. But yeah, I just gotta continue stitching, and I really love this thing. It's made by Yoctosun, Yoctosun. This thing, this thing is like a godsend for these linen pieces, and I'm not using it for the larger count fabric stuff, but for all this linen stuff, it is making a huge difference. And so I'll probably definitely be stitching on a fair bit of that today, just to get it going. But it's roughly about 9 o'clock, and yeah, I think I should get back to stitching. You guys have a great stitchy week. Enjoy the eclipse. Be safe. Don't do anything too crazy. And have a happy stitching week. I already said that, but still have a happy stitching week. And I'll see you guys in a week, and I'll probably have a story or two about the eclipse, and we'll see how far I've gotten on a couple other pieces. So take care, and I will see you next week.